video, we're going to be talking about using toys in training. I use lots of toys in training, particularly with Arya. So there are different things you can use. You can use tugs. I've got some behind me there. You can use balls. You can use balls on string. You can use dummies. You can use all sorts of things when you're training your dog. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how we go about using those things. So for me, a lot of the stuff I use with my dog are things that we do together. If I'm using tugs, they might be used as a reward for when she's done some training. Ready? If I'm using a ball on a string, I like to use them to get her used to waiting around distractions. But I mean, really, I want to talk about how we use them. So there are some important things to teach your dog if you're going to use toys. One of the things I like to teach first is a really solid weight. Learning to control their impulses around something they want is really important. If you don't teach that, then you can get a lot of really overexcitable behaviours around toys. So, for example, I have got videos on how to do this. I've just taught her table, by the way, that's why she's doing this. I have got lots of videos on how to train the activities, but I want to talk to you a little bit about why. So I would train a weight around toys, and that would look like the dog remaining in position, be that sit down or stand, while I throw toys out. Now it's important not to always release your dog onto the toy, because actually the dog's excitement levels can really grow. I know you're on table, darling. And that can lead to lots of other excitable behaviours, and it can be detrimental to your weight. So a lot of the times, Arya will be in a weight, I'll throw things out. I'm going to put a video about this up. I'll put it up now actually so you can see it. I'll throw the toys out, she'll be waiting there, and then I'll go and I'll collect the toys up. So she doesn't always get released onto them, but sometimes she does. Wait. Another thing to teach them is, if you're going to use toys, you need to teach them a good release. I like to give them a cue to get it, and I use get it for that, and I like to use a cue to release it. Now, depending on what I'm using, majority of the time I'll say mine, which basically means please give me the toy. Sometimes, depending on what I'm using, I might say thank you, mightn't I? So teaching a weight, teaching a dog get it, and teaching a dog to release it are all really important before you start razzing them up and using it. And then when you do, you can use them for all sorts of things. You can use them for training a better recall. I'm going to put a video of this up now. So training the recall here, I'm using my weight. I'm throwing out a toy. You can see in the video how keen Arya is on the toy. I send her onto the toy saying, get it. But while she's going for the toy, I recall her off. Because her recall is now so good, and I can train you through the levels of that, her head turns as soon as I recall her. She comes round the back of me, and I send her onto the thing that she wants as reward. Now that's really important, because what Arya's learning there is that recall's fun, but that recall sometimes means you do get to go to the thing that you want. Obviously, sometimes they don't get to the thing that they're recalling off. That might be another dog that's on a lead or something like that. Another example of me using toys in training I'm going to share next. So Arya likes toys more than she likes food, more than she likes other dogs, and actually more than she likes people, apart from me of course. So in this next clip I'm going to show you an excerpt of Arya doing some heel work towards her favourite tug. Now this is an exercise that I started using. She just knocked my tripod. I started using this exercise after doing some herding training from Bob Bookmar's book. But I sort of adapted using the flirt pole to using it for heel work. So in the exercise, you'll see that Arya is very keen to get to the tug. It's on a very long pole and it's at the end. Now, she has to heel in order to get forward. And if she does a certain amount of strides of good heel work, I release her onto the tug. I also move sideways. Can she move to heel there where the thing that she wants is there? And she can do it. So that's just a few examples of things that you can use toys for, but also a few examples of behaviours that you ought to train before you start using. I'm going to wish I didn't train a table, aren't I? So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you found that helpful. Obviously, if you do like and subscribe the YouTube channel, you'll see all my new videos as they come out, and you'll probably be able to see some of those things in action. All right, hope that's helpful. Bye.